The mile has the same short run to the first turn as the 2-year-old turf races, but a slightly smaller field. Outside posts in this layout are never an advantage. He Be Fire and Ice wasn't very fast as a 2-year-old or very sound for the next 2 years. This year he has been better and worked his way down to a new top in June. He bounced a little from that, then cycled around to an even better one last time out. Grass horses do pair up tops, but this one has developed an awful lot and recently bounced from an effort not as big. We also note the saddler isn't doing as well recently. No Jet Lag added Lasix 2 back and threw a huge one out of nowhere last time out. He gets about half a point in weight as a 3-year-old, so if he pairs up he could get a piece of this, but a bounce is likely. Obviously got very good over the summer last year and ran very well in this race last November. He got back to strong figures pretty quickly in this campaign, pairing up big ones, but backed up slightly at Del Mar despite having lots of rest. That by itself wouldn't necessarily get our attention, but then he went back a little further last time out of Santa Anita. This horse has number power that's tough to ignore, but his pattern is shaky. Olympic Glory ran a big new top this summer when well rested, bounced badly, and ran an even bigger one with blinkers on 5 weeks rest. This colt will take betting action, and we might even have played him to bounce if he was well rested, but on 2 weeks rest we're definitely not going to use him. Silentio jumped to a big figure, went very wide in a fast race last winter, backed up a little, then had an excuse when he raced on a dead rail. He returned with a decent effort at Del Mar and has trained up to this. As a 4-year-old, he theoretically should still be developing, and if he's ready to run his best, he could be capable of at least as good an effort as last winter. This is a live long shot, especially underneath in exotics. Silver Max developed substantially from 2 to 3 and even more this year. This guy often saves ground on the lead, and if he does that here and runs back to his last 3, Wise Dan is pretty much the only one who can beat him. Romans has done okay shipping to California, too. The catch here is that he's coming off 3 maximum efforts and won't run tops forever. Wise Dan has now run 13 negative figures, including every start but one over the last 2 years. He's also run 9 of them on grass, which no North American horse has ever done before. They finally found a way to beat this gelding last time out when Silver Max saved ground and the champ was very wide, running a much better figure than the winner. We don't know of any reason why Wise Dan shouldn't run well again, and since he's better than these, that means running the best figure in the race. That also means he'll probably win, unless he's compromised by a wide trip again. Za Approval didn't show greatest stake ability until this year when he got a lot better. He also hasn't bounced in a year, inching steadily forward and finally ran a big one last time. If he can pair that effort and find a way to save ground, he has a good shot against everyone except Wise Dan. But that last one represented a lot of development, and it's not clear whether he can run back to it. An inside draw pretty much guarantees Silver Max a rail trip, and that gives him a chance if Velasquez gets hung up outside again with Wise Dan. It would be a surprise if someone else wins this, but the draw gives Silentio a chance to get a big price into the exotics.